Welcome to the Badass Babe Manifest podcast. The vibe here is how to manifest in a simple and fun way, implementing my abundance DNA method without the bullshit, overcomplicated hacks or fluff. I'm your host, Kelly Pender, your spiritual manifestation coach, and together we're going to uncover your unique abundance frequency, step into who the fuck you are unapologetically, and remove the limitation caps as well as playing it small to open yourself the F up to the unlimited abundance, success, and money to easily flow into your life and or business. Let's manifest that shit. Hello, my love. Welcome back to another episode of the Badass Babe Manifest podcast. I just put this on my Instagram stories and you guys voted. We just finished this month's live masterclass inside the Badass Babe community. And it was all about money, magnetism, frequency, attunement. And you voted to put it on the pod because it is so effing powerful and potent. And one of the biggest questions that I get asked is, Kelly, how do I stay plugged into the abundance frequency? And girl, let me tell you, this is something that I am so passionate about because when it comes to manifesting in my world, it's no longer a dopamine hit of like, oh my God, amazing. And then boom, unplug, going right back to logic. And in any given moment, deciding once effing again that it is not working, right? And to be quite frank with you, we've been there, we've done that, and we're done with that shit. We're no longer doing a one-night stand with manifestation. We are in it. We are in it for life and we are plugged into the abundance frequency. And on this episode, I am giving you an exclusive insight, taste of what it's like to be inside the Badass Babe community because this is such a special day and week. I am so effing excited. Doors are open to the BBC. And let me just say, after practicing manifestation for 10 plus years, I've done all the methods. I've done all the techniques. I spent a lot of time and a lot of money on overcomplicated methods that did not provide the results that I was seeking. So I did all the trial and error, which led me to my sole purpose and becoming trained and certified in the science-backed techniques that truly move the needle and change the entire trajectory of your life and business. And I love this work because my clients and students say to me all of the effing time, Kelly, you have changed my life, which thank you. I love you. And that is due to the power of rewiring lack neural pathways into abundance and shifting out of Newtonian physics into the quantum. This is where your manifestations are first created. And if you've ever felt like manifestation doesn't work for you or isn't working, this is exactly why I created the Badass Babe community, my quantum manifestation membership. This is the most powerful science-backed manifestation membership to exist in this dimension, to keep you plugged into your money magnetism frequency. And this is the 6-month membership for the spiritual entrepreneur and heart-led leaders who are ready to say fuck off to societal programming and structures holding you back. Playing small, we're playing in the quantum on the frequency of your desires where money, magic, and manifestations responds to you. This is the space with all of the tools to celebrate your successful and wealthiest business and or career that is exploding with client sales and money flying into your PayPal, lighting up your phone on the reg. And this week only, you can join us today with the best pricing to date. I am not even kidding. You do not want to miss out on this. It's super special secret pricing. I'm not sharing this link publicly. So if you're listening to this and you're like, fuck yes, I want in on the Badass Babe community. I am so effing ready to say F logic and quantum manifest to receive more money, magic, and abundance with ease. DM me, BBC, and I'll send you this super special secret link. It's only active this week. It expires Friday, July 26th at 11:59 p.m. right before midnight. Again, to receive this super special secret pricing to the BBC that you do not want to miss out on. I am not sharing this publicly. It's so effing good. DM me, BBC, and the first 3 women who join receive the bonus of a free one-on-one Voxer coaching day with me. That's valued at over $333, and I am so effing excited to deep dive with you one-on-one if you're one of the first 3 women to join us. And of course, I have some amazing bonuses in there when you join the BBC today. Again, DM me, BBC on Instagram, and I'll send you that super special secret pricing. That's the best effing date. I am so excited to have you inside. This is a space you want to be in to completely transform the trajectory of your life and business and just to allow more in with ease. Oh, all right, my love. I'll see you inside this episode. And if you're ready to blow your life and business out of the effing water, I'll see you inside the Badass Babe community. Hello, my loves. Welcome to July's masterclass. I'm really excited for this one. We are plugging you into and attuning you into your money magnetism frequency, okay? And if you've been through the program Badass CEO, you're very familiar with the money magnetism frequency. And this is the state of who you are, who you truly, truly are in your power, in all of your magnetism, in your most pure, potent truth, okay? So you can call this a state of alignment. You can call this your abundance frequency. You can call this whatever feels truthful and in alignment with you. And so I am calling this your money magnetism frequency, right? This is where you are literally magnetic to all of your desires, all of your manifestations, everything that it is that you want for yourself, right? This is where we are attuning your aura, attuning your frequency, and attuning just this feeling of it is possible. It is already mine. I am on the inevitable path, right? Exactly like what we spoke about and the 3 things I shared with you to anchor you into your quantum success from last month's masterclass. So we're going to go a little bit deeper, add on to this. Your frequency is not what you're doing. It's who you are being. All right. And this is something you may want to listen to quite a few times this month. Or over the next few weeks, because when I first learned about frequency, my brain didn't understand it because we are so programmed, conditioned, and wired to do, right? And I know you hear me speak about this a lot when it comes to the energy of logic, Newtonian physics, A plus B equals C. The work that I do equals what I am capable of receiving. And so when we are programmed and wired to be in doing equals receiving, when we unlearn that and when we decondition that, at first it can feel very jarring and uncomfortable to be like, wow, actually, I get to be, and being is how I'm able to receive. Right? When I lead with being, with feeling, with the frequency, I'll go deeper into a second. When I lead with being is then when I am in a state of receptivity to receive the ideas, the action, the doing, and then I make moves from there, right? Then I can go from there. Then I can take action from there. But it starts with this state of being. It starts with the frequency first. It starts with you first. And one thing that I really invite you to learn and anchor into, and I say this a lot, but I say this to really plant the seed in your subconscious, is that you go first. You go first. You are the leading energy, always, always, always. And another thing that we are unlearning, deconditioning from is reacting and responding to the external. That's when we're allowing the external to lead. And so when we allow the external to lead, what we're doing is immediately unplugging from our money magnetism frequency, and we go into our safety identity. And when we're in our safety identity is when we're in a state of resistance and contraction. And it feels very hard to receive when you're in your safety identity. Okay. So what I want to share with you today, we're going to make this really simple to attune your money magnetism frequency. And what I really want you to learn today is that there are 2 states of being, right? You already know this, but we're going to attach the safety identity and our money magnetism frequency with these 2 states of being. So we're either in a state of resistance, right? Contraction, kind of close off to receiving, or we're in a state of allowing. Okay, so you can just think of closed and open. Doors are closed for business, or I'm open, I'm ready to receive, I'm available. Okay, so when we're in a state of resistance, usually what we're doing is we're operating out of our safety identity. And again, I know if you have been through Badass CEO, you know all about your safety identity and how we uncovered it. Basically, your safety identity is who you are being, how you are acting, how you are showing up to be perceived a certain way, to keep yourself safe from harm, criticism, judgment, bullying, name calling, people thinking whatever the fuck about you, right? You're protecting yourself and playing small. You're hiding. That's your safety identity, all right? And so when we're in our safety identity, that usually comes with the frequency of contraction. We are usually in a state of restriction, right? We're not open and available to receive because we're hiding, because we're not plugged into our truth, right? So what you get to do is to become aware. So I really invite you to, over the next few weeks, to notice where you are in your safety identity, right? To notice where you are hiding and altering yourself. All right. And so what I mean by that is, say you're about to post something on Instagram and you're like, oh my God, something just came through me yesterday. Something came through me that I wanted to share on my Instagram stories. 2 years ago, I would have never said this because I would have been like, oh my God, people are going to think I'm such a bitch. Now, I don't give a fuck because I'm in my truth. And who comes my way? Amazing. Who I like repel? That's fine. It's really fine. It doesn't mean anything about me. Okay? So this is where you could hide or alter yourself. For example, what came through to me yesterday, I literally said, if you're about to do something and if you're hiding or altering yourself before you do it, I want you to remember this. I'd rather be my most authentic as fuck badass self than a boring basic bitch. Okay? And maybe that came through because I was tapping into the energy of this masterclass. But a few years ago, I would have never said that. Because I've used that term before when you're in your safety identity, boring basic bitch. And I've had people comment and be like, oh my God, you're tearing women apart. You're putting women down to put yourself first. And that could mean something. That could make me feel bad about myself. But I know who I am and I know what I mean by that. I just call your safety identity the boring basic bitch. I'm not calling anyone boring basic bitch, right? But if people receive it that way, it's not my responsibility to change their perception of how they're receiving my message. I invite you to listen to that again. It is not your responsibility to change how others are perceiving you, your words, your message, your being, your frequency. It's not your responsibility. Okay? Really feel that in your body. Because I used to feel responsible for everyone's perception of me, perceptions of my message, of my work, of myself, right? And that can really, really limit you and alter who you truly are. And it feels really heavy and it feels really hard and it feels really fucking constrictive, right? It just feels like you can't be you. Okay? It is not your responsibility to fix how other people are perceiving you, to adjust how other people are perceiving you. It's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to be you fully, completely, authentically, 111%. That's it. That's your only job. How others perceive you, that's their own thing. I'm going to go off on a few tangents. It's 11:11, so this is coming through. I'll have to share this in this Facebook group. There's a song that came on Spotify the other day. I think it's called That's a Them Problem. And I was like, fuck yes, this is our anthem. When we are in our money magnetism frequency, being ourselves, the song came on and it's like this. That's a them problem. That's a them problem. And yes, it is. Like, it's not my responsibility to allow others to view me a certain way. It's only my responsibility to show up in a way that feels truthful and authentic for me, where I'm not hiding, where I'm not altering myself, where I'm not playing small. And if anyone has a problem with it, or it triggers them, or they react a certain way, that's a them problem. Literally, it is. And it's up to them to heal themselves, not you. That's not your job, okay? If anything from this masterclass lands, please let it be that. Please let it be that. That is the most freeing thing you can do for yourself. That's a them problem. I'm going to put that in the comments because that song is hilarious and I want you to remind yourself of that. This is how you're going to attune your money magnetism frequency. Listen to that song. That's a them problem. That's it. The end. Goodbye. Just kidding. But that really will help you. Okay. Back to what I was saying. You're either in a state of restriction, which is when you're in your safety identity, to be perceived a certain way, right? To protect yourself, to feel safe, or you're in a state of receiving, allowing, and that is when you are plugged into your truth. That is when you are in complete alignment. That is when you are the leading energy. You're in your power, right? And when you're in your power, being you, being truthful to who you are, that's your money magnetism frequency. That's your potency. Okay. So when you are in the truth of who you are, you're plugged into your power, you're in your potency. And when you're in, there's a lot of P's here. When you're in your potency is when you're tapped into unlimited possibilities, right? And when we're tapped into unlimited possibilities, we're in a state of openness, allowing, and you're available. That's when you receive your manifestations. That's when you receive money. That's when you receive love. That's when you receive whatever the hell it is that you're calling in for yourself, because you're open and available, and it all starts with you. It all starts with you, okay? So to attune your money magnetism frequency, you get to see where you are reacting and responding to the external, right? Because again, that's how we were taught that things work for you. Well, just look at the job that you have. Look at the money in your bank account. Look at the relationship that you're in. That will tell you how successful you are. That will tell you what you are capable of. Is that the ultimate truth? Or is that just a societal programmed story that you get to choose to continue to subscribe to, or you get to choose to hit unsubscribe from that story? Is that the ultimate truth? Or is that just programmed within society around how things work for you? Guess who decides how things work for you? You do. Society doesn't. Your family doesn't. Your partner doesn't. Your kids don't. You decide. Your friends don't. You decide how things work for you. You decide how things work for you. And again, you may want to listen to this quite a few times because I'm speaking from the quantum. From the quantum, it's an energetic frequency. We're not in logic. We're not in the 3D. We're not in what you can see, taste, touch, smell. So everything that I'm teaching today, it has a lot to do with unlearning what we have known, how things work for you, for your life, for your business up until now, right? And so many of us are in our safety identity to protect ourselves because we've been hiding, because we have been hurt in the past, right? We have been harmed in the past. We have been shamed, bullied, criticized in the past. And so you get to decide, feel your feelings, of course. Let yourself process those maybe unprocessed feelings and emotions around something that happened in the past. But you get to decide, do I want to continue to be in my safety identity, keeping myself small, hiding, protecting myself from a story that I created in my mind that my subconscious believes may happen when I get out of my safety identity? Or can I decide in this moment that I no longer need to protect myself because I am safe, period. I'm not safe because of the way that I'm showing up to be likable. I'm not safe because of, I don't know, the way I'm dressing to not rock the boat. I'm not safe because of what I'm saying or sharing on social media so that I don't trigger anyone, right? I'm safe because I am safe. Hand over heart. Feel that. Feel that in your body. Feel that in your nervous system. I am safe because I am safe. And it is safe for me. Notice how I'm tapping. It is safe for me to be seen. It is safe for me to be seen because I choose to see myself. I choose to see myself. And I decide that I matter. No one else decides that for me. I decide that I matter, and I decide that I am safe. And when this is a way to attune your money magnetism frequency. When you decide that you are safe, that it is safe to be you, that it is safe to be seen, this then allows you to plug into your power, right? When you plug into your power is when you're in your potency. When you're in your potency is when you're tapping into unlimited possibilities. That is when you're open and available to receive. Remember those 3 P's. Plug into your power. You're in your potency. You're tapped into unlimited possibilities. I'm in a state of receivership. 3 P's. PPP. We'll come up with a term for that. Okay. You go first. And I want to tell you something. No one decides if you are safe. But we've been taught to seek, notice how I'm doing this on my chest. Okay, this is something I invite you to do. We are taught to seek external validation to tell us if it is safe for us to make a move, if it is safe for us to take an action, if it is safe for us to receive. Or, this is a big one, we are taught from the external to wait to decide if it's safe for us to be our true selves. Notice in your life if you've been waiting for someone to tell you, just be yourself, right? I'm sure you've heard that from friends, from family members. Just be yourself. Like, you're so amazing. You're so lovable. And like, yeah, we love to hear that. But it truly, truly doesn't land and resonate in your body, in your energetic frequency, in your aura, in your nervous system, in your subconscious. It does not land unless you decide it's safe to be you. People can tell you that all the live long day, and we love that. We love them. We love our friends. We love our family. Thank you so much. I love receiving. However, I love receiving from me. I love telling myself it's safe to be me. It's safe to be seen, and that I choose to decide that I matter. I choose to decide that I fucking love myself, that I'm fun, that I'm silly, that I'm free, that I'm whatever the fuck, weird, magical, like potent, badass, silly, sexy, whatever. I get to decide that. No one else can decide that for me. It's nice to hear, but it does not land and resonate in your body unless you tell yourself that, unless you decide that to be true for yourself, unless you give yourself permission, okay? When you give yourself permission to be you, to choose and decide that it's safe to be you, that is how you go first. That is how you become the leading energy. Notice how all of this is a huge energetic permission slip to see yourself, okay? You get to see yourself. You get to see yourself. Okay, so again, 2 ways of being: in a state of contraction where you're in your safety identity, you're restricted, hiding, playing small, or you're open and available, ready to receive, and you're in your money magnetism frequency, the truth of who you are, plugged into your power. You decide to see yourself and you decide you are safe. It is safe. It is safe to receive. And here's something that I wanted to share. Whenever I burp, we're releasing. Is that it is safe to desire more for yourself. And I notice with myself and with my clients, a lot of us unplug from our money magnetism frequency, the truth of who we are, because a desire comes through, a like, ooh, comes through where you're like, yes, I want that. Yes, I desire that. Yes, that feels good. Ooh, this feels fun. This feels exciting. I desire that for myself. We let that come through and then we immediately go like this. Maybe I shouldn't want that for myself. Maybe I shouldn't desire that for myself. Maybe I'm not there yet. Maybe I need to do this first. Maybe I need, and we immediately unplug from that potency of the desire to protect ourselves, right? And we pull in shame and we pull in guilt and we pull in all these low vibration frequencies. And so guilt isn't an actual frequency. Guilt is just made up from society. This is a huge reason why I do not believe in mom guilt. I despise that term. That is a term made up from society. Okay? I don't believe in that and I don't choose to subscribe to that. So this is where you get to give yourself permission to desire more for yourself. It is safe to desire more for yourself. And when you give yourself that energetic permission is when you can easily plug right back into your money magnetism frequency, right? I'm not going to unplug from this desire. I'm not going to unplug from being me. I'm not going to unplug from showing up in how I desire to move, dress, be, flow that's not a word. It is a word, but you know what I mean? I'm not going to unplug from the way that I desire to, dance, prance throughout life because of what someone else may think of me. Because I should keep myself here. Because I shouldn't desire that for myself. Because I shouldn't be that way. Why? Most of what we learned about how we need to hide ourselves, about how we shouldn't want that for ourselves, all of that is societal programming passed down from generation to generation to generation. Okay? You get to break that chain today. You get to desire more for yourself because you simply desire more for yourself, period. There doesn't need to be an exclamation. You know what word I'm trying to say. There doesn't need to be a reason, right? Period. Just like I am safe because I am safe, period. I desire more for myself because I desire more for myself, period. End of story. That's it. We don't owe an exclamation. That is not the word. It's not coming through. Explanation. I'm almost done my jet lag. Explanation. There it is. To anyone. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone. Oh, that's funny. Right? You don't. At all. Ever. As long as you are truthful to you, to yourself, you don't owe anything to anyone, right? Your number one job is to be true to you. Plugged into your power. Making moves from there. Showing up from there. That's when you're in your state of receivership. That is when you are a magnet, right? You're a magnet to your manifestations. When we're in our safety identity, when we're hiding, protecting ourselves from fear of, anything, that's when we're in a state of resistance. That's when we're closed off from receiving. So how can you attune your money magnetism frequency? You get to first, number one, see where you're unplugging from yourself, from the truth of who you are. And this can be in very obvious ways, and this can be in very subtle ways, right? Like you could be having a conversation with a friend or a partner and you immediately unplug because you're like, oh, well, you know, they're having a tough day or like whatever. And so I'm not going to speak my truth, right? Like that can be really subtle and you don't even notice consciously that you're doing that you're not saying what you truly want to say, that you're not expressing your feelings, that you're not being truthful to yourself, right? And then this can be in obvious ways like on social media where you're in your safety identity because you don't want to rock the boat, trigger anyone or whatever. Okay. I remember when I first started sharing about money manifestation on Instagram, and this is something that I'm like, whoa, that's still in my subconscious that I'm like rewiring, right? It's subtle. I remember when I first started sharing about money manifestation, I had quite a few people comment or DM me really mean things, right? And I'm like, dude, all I'm doing is teaching you manifesting, and it happens to be about money, but money can be such a triggering word because there's so many negative emotions associated around it from past experiences, from societal programming. And I got a lot of mean comments, right? From one post. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to talk about this because it triggers people and they're so mean. And I don't want to be perceived a certain way, like as, I don't know, whatever I told myself at that time. Is that the ultimate truth or is that just a story? Right? And that's when I learned, oh my God, I was, like I was saying in the beginning, I was making it my responsibility to have these people who were commenting mean things or things that they were like, that's not true, right? You know, whatever people say. I was making it my responsibility to fix how they were perceiving me. And I felt that I had to explain the shit out of myself. But that experience taught me a lot, which is what I'm teaching you now. You don't owe an explanation, not exclamation. You don't owe an explanation to anyone. It's not your responsibility of how other people view you, how other people view you. Your only responsibility is how you view you, right? How you see yourself, how you show up, how you are being. It's all energy. Yes, we talk a lot about subconscious. That is huge. But in this masterclass specifically, I'm focusing on your energetic frequency, right? Because you know, and I've said this before, you know that when you go to a party or when you go somewhere and you're like, okay, this person is like, whatever, I can kind of feel their beingness. And I either don't want to be around them and I just kind of like walk off and go to other people, or you're like, oh my God, I love this person's energy. I love this person's entire being. I don't know them and I just want to walk up to them and be like, hey, what's up? I want to talk to you. I want to be around you. I'm magnetized towards you, right? It's all energy. We are energetic beings. And so when you are being in the truth of your true energetic frequency, not someone else's, not my frequency, not your partner's frequency, when you're in your truth, your power, your potency, your energetic frequency, when you're being you fully, completely, authentically, that is when you are magnetic. That is when you are truly felt by others. This is when it truly doesn't matter what it is that you're saying, what it is that you're typing up in your emails, what it is that you are saying in your Instagram captions or your Instagram stories, like typing wise, right? And sometimes even words, it doesn't truly matter. What matters is what's being felt, okay? The energetic frequency behind it. People feel that. And we get so caught up on, this is where you can be in your safety identity. This is a subtle way. We get so caught up on like, oh my God, I need to make sure that my website says the most perfect things. I need to make sure that my emails say the most perfect things. I need to make sure that my copy says the most perfect things so that people understand, right? And so it's not the words that fully matter. Like, yeah, they make a difference. But what matters is your energy behind it. That is what's felt. That is what's felt. Okay? And this is something that I invite you to really step into and own and claim the next time you make any move, big or small. The next time you make any move, ask yourself, am I in my safety identity? Or am I in my true potency, plugged into my power of my money magnetism frequency of who the fuck I am? Where I don't really care if I don't want to say offend people, but if I like activate something within someone, it's not my responsibility anymore, and it never was. I get to be me, and I get to continue moving in the direction of my desires, plugged into the truth of who I am in my money magnetism frequency, right? I get to do that, and I get to own that unapologetically. I no longer need to apologize for who I am. Feel that. I no longer need to apologize for who I am, for who I am being, for how I am dressing, for how I am showing up. I feel some emotion behind that. So this is a nice energetic permission slip. I no longer need to apologize for who I am. Okay? Really feel into that. Feel the potency of that. This could be a new mantra for you. You may want to put this on your phone background, especially if right now you are working on shifting out of your safety identity into your money magnetism frequency. That's a huge energetic permission slip. And I know you're hearing that from me, right? Which is wonderful. However, I invite you to tell that to yourself, to say that to yourself. I no longer need to apologize for who I am. Okay. Okay. So becoming aware of where you are unplugging from your power, where you are unplugging from your frequency, from the truth of who you are, from your pure, potent, powerful self, truth, right? And what's coming through is that I know in the past, working with clients, I have heard from many of my clients like, well, Kelly, I don't know who I am. And so if I don't know who I am, I don't know who I am in my truth. I don't know my truth, right? And so of course we hold space and feel into that. And I tell them with so much love, you do know who you are. You absolutely do know who you are. What happened is we have been in our safety identity for so long that is who we are now identifying as, right? Where we have formed this whole perception, this whole identity around our safety identity, right? And that weaves into like things that we like, things that we do, activities, hobbies. And it's like, when you think about it, because I have seen this many times, when you think about it, it's like, do I even like those things? Or am I just doing these activities, these hobbies, maybe showing up on social media a certain way to be perceived a certain way? And that isn't actually who I am. And maybe it never was who I truly was. Or maybe it was for a time, right? But I'm no longer that person. I'm no longer her, and that's okay. That is okay. So if you have felt at any point in your life, or even right now, I don't know who I am, and I don't know the truth of who I am, you do. You absolutely do. And this is where you get to come back home to her, to them, and to remember. You do know, you do remember, and you get to give yourself permission to step out of your safety identity, right? That safety identity doesn't need to die, doesn't need to burn, right? We see them, We love them. We thank them because they have protected us up until this point in many different ways. And we get to forgive them. I see you. I love you. I thank you. I forgive you. You've been there for me. You have kept me safe. And you no longer need to protect me. You no longer need to keep me safe. I am safe because I am safe. It is safe to be me. Okay? So I'm saying this for those who feel like, I don't know who I am. I don't know my truth. You do. It's there. We just get to uncover. Okay? You get to come back home. You get to follow those desires, those pulls, those like, oh my God, I don't know why I want to just paint today. Paint, right? That's very like therapeutic and connected to your soul. And that's when you're open to source, open to downloads, open to things, messages coming through, little energetic breadcrumbs to lead you back home to yourself, to your truth, to your authentic self, your money magnetism frequency. It's not outside of you, it's here. It's within you. And no one else can find that or be that except you, right? You get to come back home to yourself. Okay. So that's another way to attune your money magnetism frequency. So I want you to, I know that you guys love rituals, okay? We're not going to add something to your rituals. We're going to refine your rituals. And this is either in the morning, afternoon, or night. But I invite you to do, this is where you get to do. We're humans, our brains, we love to have an action. We love to do. This is what you're going to do so you can be. I invite you to have every single day, non-negotiable, one thing that brings you right back into your truth, your authentic self, into alignment, into your money magnetism frequency. What is one thing that you can do every single day? Okay, I'm going to give you some examples. For me, it's listening to the meditation that I have, the instant quantum activation. That plugs me right back in. Why? Because it brings me back home here, into my heart, into my true frequency, into the frequency of just my desires, my greater vision. It feels so good. It feels so like, yes, I'm in the quantum, I'm playing. I'm not allowing my external circumstances to dictate or define or decide what I am capable of having, holding, receiving. That's one thing that I do every single day. Sometimes I add on to that, or sometimes I switch it up and do EFT tapping, right? Because right now, as you are shifting out of your safety identity and into your money magnetism frequency, right now, truthfully, it may feel like this internal battle, internal conflict where it's like, I don't know if it feels safe to be me. I don't know if it feels safe to be who I truly am, right? So you may be working on the safety piece right now so that you can really fully be in your truth, in your money magnetism frequency. So for you, it may feel really, really good to do a quickie EFT tapping session where notice how I was tapping on my chest, right? That immediately gets us out of fight or flight and shifts our nervous system state. So you could do a simple 30-second tapping session telling yourself, even though it doesn't feel safe for me to be my true authentic self, and it makes me feel scared, and it makes me doubt myself, and it makes me feel uncertain because of the unknown. And even though I have these thoughts, feelings, and emotions, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself. Okay? Or tap on anything that you're feeling, right? And then tell yourself, I am safe. I am safe. It is safe to be me. It is safe to be me. Fully, completely, and unapologetically. Okay? That could be something you do every day, and that was what? Less than a minute? Okay? What is your non-negotiable action that you can weave into a morning ritual, evening ritual, just something that you do like in the middle of the day where you're starting to get that afternoon lag? What is one thing that you can do every single day that's going to attune your money magnetism frequency? What is one thing? Okay. Whatever it is, I want you to claim it, decide on it. And, life happens. We have things going on. So once you decide on what it is, set an alarm on your phone for whatever the time, like 6 a.m., 2:22 p.m., 5:55 p.m., whatever feels good for you. Name the alarm your money magnetism frequency attunement. Or you could do safety, EFT tapping, quantum frequency activation, like whatever it is, one thing that you can do every single day to bring you right back into you, into your power, into your potency, into the unlimited possibilities, shifting your state from resistance into a state of allowing, into a state of being open and available to receive. Okay? Let it be simple. Let it be easy. What is one thing that you can do every single day? Let's do this for the next 21 days. Okay. I was going to say 33, but we'll do 21. What is one thing you can do for the next 21 days that's going to attune your money magnetism frequency where you can shift out of your safety identity? Okay. Claim it. Let me know. Drop it in the comments. Share in our Facebook group or share in Voxer so I can support you. And of course, let me know anything that's coming through for you. A lot comes through when we are doing safety work. All right? A lot of past experience want to come up so that they can be seen, heard, witnessed, and processed, so that they no longer have hold over us, so that we're no longer identifying as those past experiences or as a person in the past who has been protecting herself and keeping herself safe from a negative experience happening again. Okay? Let it come up. Share with me so that I can hold space for you, so that we can process. Okay? So that we can move forward. It is safe for you to be you. It is safe for you to shift out of your safety identity, and it is safe to be in your potency, plugged into your power, into the truth of who the fuck you are and who you came here to be. This is your money magnetism frequency. When you are in this energetic frequency, when you are in this state of beingness, that's when you are open and available to receive. That's when your manifestations can fly in at any given moment, any second, right? We get to be surprised by them. We get to be excited by our manifestations coming in. We get to be like, fuck yes, here they come, because I'm in my money magnetism frequency. I'm no longer operating out of my safety identity. I shifted out of a state of resistance. I am now in a state of allowing, and I'm open and available to receive. I get to decide how life business works for me. It all starts with me, and it is safe to be me. Okay. There was a lot of energetic permission slips dropped in here. So again, once you tune in, if you're watching the replay, share with me in the Voxer group, do a voice memo so I can hold space and support you. Okay. I'm here for you. We're all here for you. I love you. Have a beautiful day. And I'm really excited for you to claim who the fuck you are and who you came here to be. And allowing yourself to show up as her, as them, and to be in this beingness, to be in this frequency. Remember, from there, you receive ideas, action, inspiration, and then that's when you can implement, aka that's when you can do. But we don't do first, then be. We be, then do. I love you so much. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you, Badass Babe, soon. Mwah. That was so much freaking fun. If you love this episode as much as I did, please take a screenshot and tag me on Instagram at @the_badass babe so I can share and celebrate you. And I have a special gratitude gift for you. If you're feeling called, please give us a 5-star rating and write your review on Apple Podcasts. Take a screenshot, submit it. Let me know and I'll send you instant access to my Fuck Yes Money hypnosis as a thank you, and I'll see you in the next episode.